Hello folks, welcome to Lester's Custom Truck Shop. Noah B in Florida, getting ready to start on your Striker SR655 HP. Nice looking radio. I like that you've chosen the red for the display. Anyway, let's get to it. More to come. The housing for the speaker connector is missing. Let's see. See right down there? Got those two pins sticking up right there? Should be a housing around those two that this thing here plugs into. If you ever went into your radio last time, they have a tendency to come off with a plug. And you know, you have to put it back on there, put a touch of glue on the bottom of it and slide it back over the pins so that it'll stay next time. And whoever worked on your radio last time didn't take the time to do that. They just left it off. Plug this back over the pins. It's not the way to do it. Okay, we're doing a final upgrade on this one. And I think I've got one of those housings. Well, I've got the two pin connector. So what I'll do is push the pins out of one and put that housing over those two pins because it needs to be there. It helps hold the speaker wires connected to the board. Okay. All right. Let's see. You want 20? Well, you said 4 2030s. Okay, but that's 2030 pluses. They don't make good drivers. They make good finals, but they don't make good drivers. I'm probably going to put a Z05 in for your driver because I know you don't want to keep these FQP 13N10s in there because if they're misadjusted or you get high SWR and you're constantly talking on AM, they will eat themselves. Okay. 2030 pluses. I try to keep some of these in stock, but the RF Limited or EKL, whatever they're going by now, they seem to have a hard time getting parts like everybody. Just like everybody. Z05. Housing. Need to get a housing. Oh, I got some. this drawer. Nope. There they are. Okay. And what I'll do, I'll pull the pins out of that and I'll slide it back down over that with a little dab of hot glue on the bottom of it, and it won't come out again. Yeah, let's do your upgraded capacitors. I need 2 of those, and let's see, you want all of this? Yeah. We're going to do the upgraded filters. Okay. Anyway. Upgraded filters. Z05, upgraded caps, and the housing. Got to pull the pins out of that so we can use the housing. Okay. Matter of fact, let's get start taking stuff out of the radio first. Sure am glad to hear that skip coming in. And these are the 2030 pluses. Let's see, can you see that right there? Hold it up here, tilt it different ways, maybe you can see it. They're 2030 pluses, the EKL 2030 pluses. Really good part, really good part. But like I said, they just don't make good drivers. So we're going to put a Z05 in place of your driver there. All right, let's start taking things out. Like I said, I'm glad to hear that skip. Let's see, that's the one that we want to replace there. Damn, is it on? Nope, it helps if you turn the soldering iron on, doesn't it? Okay, while that's warming up, I need to go do something. I'll be right back. More to come. Okay, soldering iron is hot. Let's get this this is the one that I have a hard time keeping the pliers on. It wants to slip off. You guys know how I like to remove parts. I don't try to suck the solder out with the parts in there because it makes it extremely difficult. It's more easy to get the solder out once the part is out of the holes. I'm going to need to move that. Do is move that around to the other side. We'll come around that way and plug in. Give us more room for the capacitor over here. Because the capacitor I'm putting in there is a great deal bigger than what the one that's in there now. And how they get away with putting such a small capacitor in here. I mean, I know that they figure it's on newer vehicles, but there's a lot of you guys that run these in older vehicles. And even the newer vehicles have a lot of computer noise. So I don't understand the logic behind that, but anyway, that's why we change it. We're going to replace the filters to tighten up the channel rejection. The ones that it has in it are pretty wide. I think they're 9 KC, and we're going to be replacing them with 7.5s. Yeah, these are 9 KC wide. We're going to be replacing them with 7.5 KC wide filters. You guys probably noticed I haven't been putting out a lot of videos. I've been trying to crank out radios. And the customer doesn't request it, and it pretty much leaves it up to me whether or not to do it. And I've just been plugging away and trying to get some radios cranked out, because I know you guys want your radios, and I don't like being behind this far on radios. And yes, this is a modification. This radio came in quite a while ago. Noah's been waiting a long time for this. Noah, I apologize for it taking so long for me to get to it. But no, I am still not taking in repairs or mods, okay? So please don't ask. You can keep checking the website under repair mod. Wow, this thing must have had a lot of solder in it. So anyway, I'm still not taking in repairs or modifications on used radios. I am doing the mods on the new radios still. You can still request mods on that, but I kind of got a sneaking suspicion that before too much longer I'm going to cut that way back. You'll either have to buy one that already has it in it, or buy it without them, because it's just taking me too long. I'm too far behind on orders. I'm too far behind on repairs, and it really stresses me out. So I don't like being this far behind. I apologize for that, but I'm going to keep trying to make like the Super DX959Bs, which are back in stock now. I don't know how long, because we didn't get that many of them. So if you wanted a Super DX959B, Lescom Super DX959B, now's the time to go buy it, because I have a very limited supply. Wow, come on. I guess I'm not letting the iron sit there hot long enough to get it hot all the way through. But the website is https://store, S-T-O-R-E, .lester'scustoms.com. Okay, the Lester's Customs, all one word. There's no period or anything in the middle of it. And then you go to CB Radios, and that's where the Lescom Super DX959Bs are located. I'm out of the greens. I just have the blues, and only a few of those left. Probably by the time this video, well, no, I'm going to publish this video probably here shortly. So I should still have a few by the time the video comes out, but if you want one, you best go order it pretty quick. Okay, got those all cleaned out. And here are the new 7.5s. They're made by ECS. I get these from Mauser. I see them right there, if you can see that through that bag. But they're 7.5 kilohertz wide, and they're 4-pole. And the reason they're 4-pole is that there's 2 filters, an in and out on each side. Okay, that makes it 4-pole, which gives you really, really good channel rejection. The radios with just 1 filter in there have about 55 dB down channel rejection. The ones that have the 4 poles in there will give you about 65, 67 dB down. The absolute best channel rejection radio was the Cobra 2000 and Cobra 148, along with the Uniden Grant, the older Uniden Grant. It also had the 8-pole filter in it. The new little President Grant has excellent channel rejection as well, and the super receiver, I still got a few of those left, but they've been discontinued, so I can't get any more of those. Or at least the last time I checked, my supplier was out of them, and he wasn't expecting to get any more. I don't know why it was discontinued, because it was an excellent little radio, same size as the Uniden Bearcat 980, physical size as far as the case is concerned, but the heatsink, of course, in the back made it longer. All right, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to get something to make some standoffs with, so we can put that tall filter there in the back. I like to use these aerosol can straws. You know, I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. Okay. I can't make them too tall, or else they'll stick up too high. But you got to get the bottom of the cap over the top of the little surface mount components around it. Now the one over here on the side for the voltage regulator, its footprint is big enough that I don't believe this one will cover up anything, but I'm still going to put the standoffs on it, okay, just to make sure. We'll do the one in the back first. I need to put a little bit of hot glue on these to hold them in place while I insert the capacitor in the holes. Got a little bit of hot glue drippage, some hot glue poop. First time I told my little granddaughter that, she thought it was very funny. Tell you what, boy, grandkids are a joy. Okay, that's what I thought. That one's, that hole is not cleaned out enough. Let me try to clean it out a little bit more. Well, no matter if I push this through from this side to get that solder right off the top. There we go. A little piece of solder right there on the top. push that through, it pushed that solder out of the way. And then if I can hit that hole, we'll be in good shape. Needs a little hair around it. I shouldn't have said that, probably. All you dirty old men get it. I'm not a fan of the new shaved areas. Jeez, sorry, I'll shut up. I don't know why I'm talking about that. I need a wife. Well, I bet that's going to start some conversations. My ex, we're still good friends, but she was a big help to me. She would take care of things that I didn't have time to do. And it was a lot of help. You guys know what I'm talking about. Now that I don't have any help at all here, trying to do everything myself. Plus, I'm a senior engineer with a cell phone company. So I've got that going on as well. And just don't leave a whole lot of time for anything. It's been the last vacation I took was not too long ago, but I spent the whole vacation working on radios, trying to get orders out. I should have said working on orders. I really, really appreciate you guys' business and your patience. You get it. You understand that quality takes time. I certainly appreciate all of your business. I appreciate your patience. I appreciate the repeat business. Oh my God, I cannot believe how many repeat customers that I have. Thank you very, very much. I must be doing something right. Anyway, I love doing things like this, making improvements on equipment. And I see that center hole on that one is still not cleaned all the way out. So I'm going to redo it. Need to bring up the heat. Let's see, which one was it now? It was the inside one. Okay. I mean, the lead would probably go through there, but then again, it might not. So I'd rather just go ahead and clean it out. And like I said, I need to leave the tip on there long enough for it to penetrate all the way through, because the ground plane is on both sides. And now when I see the solder start to leach up, that should be good enough right there. Nope. Leave it on there a little bit longer. I don't want to leave it on here too long because it causes separation of the copper from the glass board if you get it too hot. I might need to turn my soldering iron temperature up a little bit. Let's see. Well, it might help if I had the solder circuit cocked too. I'll be damned, it still ain't cleaned out. So I don't know what's going on there. I guess I can't get it hot enough in that spot. Like I said, I have to be real careful with this because I don't want to get it too hot. I guess I could turn the heat on the iron up a little bit, but I don't like to do that. There we go. Just had to leave it on there a little longer. That got it. Yep. See how clean those holes are now? And your faceplate is loose. Yep, sure is. Why is that? Okay. All right, now I need to get the AM regulator out. We're replacing it with a Max Mod. Let's see, let's put that right there. Now see, no copper separation from the glass, from the PC board itself, the substrate. I don't want to put that on there. Put it right there. Heat sink compound that gets everywhere. Everywhere. Yeah. I'm going to try to get, this ain't going to work like that. I can do these one at a time. Let me go get, let me grab another tip. More to come. Okay. I'm back. I want to take out this. I was looking for I've got a long flat bent tip for my soldering iron. I was going to try to heat up all three at the same time and pull it out. Pull out the voltage regulator, but I can't find that tip, so I got to buy some more. I only had like one of them left. The coating on the tip of it gets destroyed pretty easy. So I'm going to try splashing some solder all over it between the three. See if I can't heat all three up at the same time with this tip. If I get enough solder on there, maybe I can do it. Ow. just coming through the board. Come on. Damn it. Oh, really? Look what fell out from behind the voltage regulator. It's a complete tip, a complete lead off of, looks like what a final. Just wonder if the damn thing was even working. Huh. That is something there now. Looks like a piece of wire. No, that's, well, yeah, that's the wire. There's that lead. Wow. That could have really screwed some things up, couldn't it? Okay, got to add some more solder. And I need the one that turns it away from my hand so I don't wind up getting hot solder on my hand. We'll try this again. Okay. It was working. Got it part of the way out. It's just hard to heat up all 3 leads with this short tip. But I got to get them all 3 heated up at the same time, or else this ain't going to work. Come on. Yeah. Got to do something different because that ain't happening. Let me try my really skinny tip. See what that does. It's a lot longer. I don't know if I can get the required amount of heat out to the tip of it. Well, guess I'll just have to suck the solder out from around the leads and hope that works. Yeah, because if the solder's not wet around the lead, these little pass-throughs that go through the board might come out with the lead, or at least part of it. And I'm not real happy with the way those are cleaning out. President Lincoln. I know that beep. Lincoln 2. I think it's beep number 2. Roger beep number 2. That brrr stuff. Now then. Keep your fingers crossed. Nope. Well, damn it. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to. Okay, I went and hooked up my SMT hot air deal here. I'm going to use it to heat these up. And heat up the flux a little bit, not make it smoke. Okay, when it gets hot enough all the way through, this thing will just kind of fall out. I see all 3 pins wiggling now. There we go. Okay. Much easier than continually trying to do it with it. I'll have to get some more of those tips that are long enough to take care of that. Wait on that guy there to cool down now. I did notice once I pulled that thing out that one of the holes closed back up, so I need to open that up again. I had flipped it off. And what you see me doing there, what you're hearing, is me rolling the solder back up on the spool. And I apologize for the noise from that. I gotta wait for it to cool off. And I can shut it off and put it back up. Everything gets dusty. Just, I don't know what to do about it. I mean, just dust everywhere. This guy's hot enough now. The lead out of there, we should be able to clean out the hole pretty easy. Yeah, just like that. Okay. Walk over here and get next on. Also gonna need a punch. As I told you before, I like using the punch instead of drilling holes. The punch leaves a nice smooth hole where the drilling doesn't. Let me get this guy here out of the way. Sorry about that. Battery run down. Had to plug the charger up. I was saying, commenting again about how glad I am to hear the skip in there. On channel 38, which, you know, I ain't real crazy about anymore. Channel 38 has become like the old channel 19. Bunch of crap on there. A lot of good DXers on there too, you know, don't get me wrong. A lot of good guys on there with good sounding radios that just want to make distant contacts, and that's great. I love that. The ones that like to get on there and play noise and just aggravate people, don't much care for them. 38 used to be the sideband channel where you learned how to operate on sideband, so you could move on up to ham. Now then it's just see who you can step on and who you can aggravate. The way it seems to me. A lot of Roger Beat crap on there and echo and all that crap on sideband, which is, well, anyway, I'll get off that soapbox. It used to be a teaching channel. You could get up there and learn how to operate on sideband. Was not get on there and breaker crap. I'm hearing a lot of that. Anyway, I'm old school. You know, when I first started talking on sideband, we were all on channel 16. And the truckers all used channel 11, I believe, or 9. I can't remember now. No, it was 11. Because when I lived in Beeville, Texas, there was a really nice couple that stayed on channel 11 and talked to the truckers as they came through Beeville, Texas. Some of you old drivers probably remember that. It was a gentleman and his wife. Really nice people. Can't remember their handles now. That's been a year or two. That's been, oh my Lord, 74? 50 years ago. Oh my God. Showing my age now. I better shut up. 74 to 78 is when I was stationed in Beeville, Texas. And I loved it. I would have stayed right there at that duty station in that training squadron for 30 years if they'd let me. I loved doing that. Working on, well, I worked on the flight line. Most of that time. Me and a friend of mine, we were really good at refueling aircraft. And you know how it is when you're good at doing something in the military. They just kind of leave you there and forget about you. Which we didn't mind. but we were the fastest fuel crew, and we had a good fuel driver too, and that made a big difference. He knew just how far he could push the pressure. So we were good. We could refuel quite a few aircraft at night. I can't remember just how many, but we would have them all fueled before the end of our shift. Nobody else had to do anything. Changed tires, changed what they called brake pucks back then. I don't know if they still call them brake pucks or not. Right there on the flight line. Got good at it. Yeah, probably turn the heat up a little bit. They hadn't been too long, got rid of the F7F Cougars when I got there. They had transitioned over to the TA-4J Skyhawk. I went to school in Kingsville, Texas on the J52 P408 when I got there. The first aircraft engine I ever worked on was a J79 in an F4 Phantom in A school in Millington, Tennessee. When I first got there, they were going to make me an ADR, so I got trained on reciprocating engines. And when I was just about finished, well, I was finished with that A school, they said, nope, we need jet engine mechanics now. So guess what? You're now a jet engine mechanic. And they rolled me right back around into jet school. So I was an ADR and then an ADJ. And then when I got out to Texas, they combined the rate into AD. Never worked on recips other than in A school. Reciprocating engines, I'm sorry, should have clarified that. Propeller type piston engine. I wanted to go to Whiting Field because I had family in that area. Never made it. Want to go to Whiting Field? Where they send me? They send me to Texas. That's the military. To hell with what you want. We'll send you where we want to. Anyway, I had some good times there. Remember, the apartment that we lived in was in a string of little houses that they called apartments. Just out of town, south of town, I believe, in Beeville. Our apartment had a guitar on the door, painted on the door of it. It had like a lavender colored door with a guitar painted there. Had a good time at that apartment. A lot of good memories in that area. God, I can't believe it was 50 years ago. Jimmy, that was my buddy's name. Jimmy Williams. He and I were on that fuel crew there in BT-24 for a couple of years before we got moved up to transferring liquid oxygen and, you know, doing maintenance on the aircraft because we were good. So we got punished. Actually, we didn't. We loved doing it. Like I said, we were good at it. A lot of my old Navy buddies are no longer with us. Permatex on that connection on the nut and stuff for the Max Mod. Alright, I just used the damn stuff. Stopped up again. Where's my tool? I don't know why it dries up in the tip there, but it does. Okay. I seal that thing back tight too, boy. It still dries up there in the tip. Okay. Okay. I think I'm going to stop right there. And we'll pick back up on this tomorrow. More to come. Okay, let's get these old files out of here. There's the Max Mod. Right there. Got a little carried away with the thread locker. Actually, when I went to squeeze it out, too much of it came out. So. And now I got to plug this guy here back in. Seen it? Yep. Okay. All right, let's start taking out the finals. You guys can't see anything except the bottom of the radio. I apologize for that. I'm going to stand it on its end so that I can take this shield off of the finals. And I'll be putting the screws back in where the shield goes to hold the heatsink in place. Stuck pretty good. There we go. That's that little wet foam thing there that sticks to the funnels. That one is definitely bad. So it's a good thing we're replacing them. See that black part there? That's where the transistor actually cracked, and that's a piece of the transistor that stuck to that little piece of foam there. I'll clean that off before I put it back on. Right now I have to put the screws back in there so the heatsink don't fall off when I take the transistors out. Take the screws out of the MOSFETs. The reason I put those screws back in that shield to hold the heatsink in place, so that when I go to put the transistors back in, the holes are lined up. I don't have to try to line them up as I'm putting these in. I can put the transistors back in and then take those two screws back out that was holding the RF shield on. Put the shield on, and the heatsink's still lined up. See, just little things like that, which makes life easier. These are loaded up with heatsink compound, and I've told you guys before, that crap just gets everywhere. I don't care what you do, what kind of precautions you take, it still gets everywhere. Alright, let's lift that up a little bit. I'll show you that MOSFET here in a minute. Well, you can kind of see, at least I think you can see. Yeah, it's the one in the middle. See that black smut stuff around the, underneath where the screw was? That's where that one popped. I haven't taken the screw out of this one yet. That's all right. It'll be unsoldered and ready to go. Turn the heat up to get that one loose. Well, let me work on getting the other ones loose first, and I'll come back to the ones that are connected to ground. That way I don't turn the heat up no more than what I absolutely have to. This one here looks like he's barely connected to ground anyway. Yeah, we'll have to come back to him. Trying to be careful. You can easily damage the PC runs underneath these if you apply too much heat. Yeah, we certainly don't want that. See if I can get this ground to come loose. Yeah, definitely going to have to put more heat in there to do that. Go ahead and turn the heat up. Let it warm up just a little bit. Okay, while we're waiting on that, I've got a really long video coming up of a major build. It's an LC 998 V1000P, computer controlled. It's got the LC 6404 computer board controlling it with a 3-digit display. Those kind of builds take a long time. But boy, it's nice. And of course, I've got like 20 or 30 hours worth of video that I'm going to have to edit, cut down, because that's way too much video. So that'll be coming up next. The radio's built. I'm waiting on a face decal for it now. From Gamma Ray Graphics. Gamma Ray does an excellent job on my graphics. The gentleman over there knows exactly what he's doing, and I can tell him what I want, and it comes out perfect. He's also going to be doing the labels for the new Glescom LCSP1 V2. He's sending me samples of 2 different versions of the decal. Come on, damn it. Come up off of there. Gee whiz, it comes loose and keeps falling right back down into the hot solder and resoldering itself. It's starting to aggravate me. Now, did it do it again? It did it again. Yeah. That time it's loose. Okay. Again, like I was telling you, don't want to get these runs too hot, because it'll cause the copper to separate from the glass, the PC board underneath it, the PC board material. Well, you guys know what I mean. Yeah, somebody's been here before. There's the legs off of another MOSFET. Oh, I'll need to clean that up. No time like the present. Oh, sucked it up in the solder pullet. Oh well. It was there. That one's probably still good. This one. This is the one that's got a hole in the front of it. Can y'all see that? If I hold it still, you can probably see it. But that one's bad. And here's the last one. I thought I got you loose. Fell back down into the hot solder. Dang it. Now that it's loose. This one is probably still good. These are the FQP 13N10s. They produce a lot of power, but if you adjust the bias incorrectly, like if you set it for an IRL 520, they don't last long. The FQP 13N10s will eat themselves. All right. And we did the filters already. Sorry, I keep moving this thing out of camera view. I don't mean to do that. The driver is an FQP 13N10. Which you never have any failures, hardly ever have any failures of the driver. And they usually set the bias on those higher than they do on the finals, which I don't understand that, but it's true. We're going to change that out to a Z05. I like to use a small acid brush to spread the heatsink compound on these transistors. I think it gives it a more uniform coating. Also helps me spread it out so that we don't get a hydraulic pocket in the middle of it, because that's bad. It'll actually keep part of the heat sink from, or part of the component from touching the heat sink. This is nothing but just a little plastic bag I keep this thing in. Try to keep it from getting all over the place, but seems to do it anyway. And these are the EKL 2030 pluses. Can you see that? I hope you can. Anyway. That's the one that goes in the middle. It's got the carbon crap on it. Need to try to clean that off. See if I can clean some of that off, some of that carbon off of there, without getting cloth in the heat sink compound of the last one. Yeah, it cleans off pretty good with alcohol. I'll need to do that to that wet foam. Matter of fact, let me do that right now while this guy's still wet. Need to get that little piece of the transistor off of there too. Still got the little damaged part there where the transistor popped against it, but it'll be fine. If I thought it was damaged too bad, I could flip it over, but it looks like it'll be okay. This one got a little bit of the carbon on it too, from the other side, or from the transistor next to it, the MOSFET next to it. And yes, a MOSFET is a transistor. Metal oxide silicon field effect transistor is what MOSFET stands for. Or metal oxide semiconductor field effect transistor. I forget. I'll have to go back and look that up. Or you guys can Google it. You can find out what it is. Just want to snug them down because I need to be able to move the transistor leads to line up with the PC runs on the bottom. Like I said, I don't want to tighten it, I just want to snug them down a little bit so that I can line them up. Wow, that one's lined up perfect. So is that one. What I like to do, I like to solder the what I'd normally call the collectors. I think they're called the source on these MOSFETs. I look at them like this. Source is like the collector. Gate is like the base of a normal transistor. Those are NPN transistor. The drain is like the emitter. Yeah, that's going to work out good right there. Okay. Where's my Z05? Where'd I put the Z? There it is. I need to put some heatsink compound now on the bottom of that one. By keeping this thing in this plastic bag, it also keeps the brush clean. Now then. Okay, why you gotta push that up? Get down there. Oh, jeez. This is the most aggravating one to do right here. Push the insulator up and out of place. Damn thing. Now, like I told you, I'll use the Z05 in this position because the 2030 pluses do not make good drivers. They make excellent finals, but they don't have enough gain to make good drivers. Okay, that's going to stick down too far. Maybe not. This screw's a little bit shorter than what I'm used to for this side one. Don't want to tighten it yet. See, I don't want to tighten it because like the leads on this one didn't line up. So I'm going to have to turn it, and I got it a little too tight, a little too snug. rest of the leads over. Yeah, some of them are going to need to be trimmed. And as a matter of fact, I need to tighten them up now so that they pull the back of the transistor firm against the heatsink before I solder the other leads in place. Now then I can tighten this one too. All right. Oh, I have to look and see just how many hours of video I have on that other one, on that major build. That's what takes long. It takes long to make a video, and then it takes a long time to edit that video. But I appreciate you guys, and I also appreciate you understanding and paying for the video, because it, you know, I don't make jack shit off of YouTube, and I have my videos set up so that there's no commercials. But from what I've been told, if you don't have a membership and are signed in to YouTube, you get to watch commercials, whether I select to have them or not. Which I think that's, well, doesn't matter what I think. Google's in it to make money. And that's what they're doing. Really hated to see them take over the YouTube platform, to be honest with you. Google seems to have their fingers in everything. Look at your Android cell phones. Without all the Google crap, they wouldn't even work. One product that they suck at, though, is Gmail. That's the worst email program. I'm talking about major programs. That's the worst one I've ever tried to use, and we have to use that at the place that I'm an engineer at, because the company switched away from Microsoft Mail, Outlook, to this Google shit. Oh well, they make all the engineers and the regular workers use it, but all the execs, they still get to use Outlook. Talk about a double standard. The search engine on Google Mail is one of the worst ones in the world. I just, yeah, anyway. Get off that soapbox. Let's trim up these leads. Okay, that one's fine. This one I'm going to take a little bit off the end of it. Just like that. Put that one in the trash. Take a little off the end of this one. Just like that. Come here. Take a little off the end of that one. Take some off of that one. What I'm doing here is making sure that these don't short. If they're a little bit too long, they can touch the PC run next to them. And looks like we're in good shape. Okay. Now I like to double check this and make sure that there's no shorts. You never know. You get a little, just a little speck of solder can cause a short. All right, put this one on ground, and then we go to source. Good there. Or drain, good there. Now let's check from source to drain. Good there. Same thing with the one next to it. I also want to compare values. Make sure I'm seeing the same value between all of them. Moving on now to the first driver. Actually, the second driver. Yeah, the first driver. Okay, we are good to go. You know, that little bit of time can save a lot of heartache. All right. Need to put this shield back in place. This shield is just a touch too narrow. I need to spread that out just a little bit on both sides. I mean, they made it work without it shorting out, but I just like to add that little bit of extra. That one's a little bit too close to the ground here in the back. I'll raise that up a little bit. It looks better. Out the meter leads again, make sure that we're not shorted to the other leads. Okay. Good to go. All right. Now, I got to take these 2 screws out, put the shield back on there, and then put all 4 screws back in it. Because the screws from the MOSFETs are in there good and tight, they're going to hold the heat shield in its place. And we'll be ready to test. Yeah, I'm surprised this thing was transmitting with that bad MOSFET in there. I wonder, you know what, I'm going to check that thing with my DCA. See if maybe it still checks good. That means it was, if it checks good, that means it was right on the cusp of failing. Because you guys saw the black, but you know, I mean, once the smoke comes out of these things, they're usually not any good anymore. You let the smoke out, it's bad. I think you're going to be really impressed with the output power of these 2030 pluses with that Z05 driving them. I think it may be raining. Not real sure. Okay. You guys see that? All right, let's hook it up. Oh, yeah, I need to set the bias, and then I want to do my tune. So you know, it won't be transmitting while I'm checking the bias, but I always like to keep the antenna lead on there anyway. Gotta go turn on the circuit breaker for the power supplies. Yeah, I don't want to use that. I want to use just the switch, no microphone attached. And I want to pull these little shorting plugs out so that I can adjust the bias. Okay. You guys have to remember all these strikers. They do a little short power on self-test when you first turn them on. That's normal. Don't freak out about it. I should have checked the bias before I put the shield back on there. Now I just have to be extra careful. Now what I'll do is switch my test lead to the one that's got the shield on it. You go from final back to driver. Oh, that looks good. Well, it's close anyway. I need to turn it up a little bit. Okay. Touching it. There we go. Yeah, that looks good right there. All right, let's get on the Z05. Oh, that's almost perfect. Wrong way, of course. That is perfect. Okay. Too many tools in my tool tray. I'm gonna need to clean it out. Shut that off, put the jumpers back on there. See what we're doing for output power. Go ahead and turn on the Regal. That's the spectrum analyzer. And we'll power up this digital scope. Where's my RF power? It's all the way down. Now it's all the way up. found New York. Move that up to 100. Whoa. Better put that on times 2. That's 120 right there. Okay, let me switch. Well, I need to check the receiver first before I do that. That's perfect. Okay, are we on? Yeah, this one doesn't have sideband. Wow. There we go. Had to turn it down just a tiny bit. Okay, now then, I want to switch. Cut that off. I want to switch. Bypass the B&K 1040. The B&K 2040, the output goes through the 1040 so that I can switch it on and off that way. But now we want to bypass all of that and go direct to the dummy load through the burn meters. The only thing I need to do is switch that antenna switch up there, swap coaxes. Oh my Lord, what is that? That's 140 watts. Let's see, what does that look like on the spectrum analyzer? I set this damn thing up and it doesn't retain it, so I really need to send it back. But we want the frequency 27.25. Okay, and then I want to span. Okay, 54, that's good. We go from 1 megahertz to 54.41. Okay. And my sampler's turned way down because I was doing higher powered radios. Hello, 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 hello. I need to adjust the voltage on that one. Hang on a minute. Hello, hello, audio, hello, audio. And we also want to move the time up. Hello, audio, hello, hello, audio. Audio 1 2 1 2 audio. No, it's the wrong way. Audio 1 2 3 4 5 5 4 3 2 1. Hello, audio. Audio 1 2 1 2 audio. Alright. Now, oh, you're gonna need to see that. Oh, I'm on channel 20. Here. This, get this down here like that. All right, there's the meters. 100 watt slugs in both sides. Okay. Apologize. Stand up. Meter on the left is RMS. Meter on the right is PEP. We're in the ×2 position on the PEP meter. Reading on the bottom scale, everything is multiplied by 2. Between 60 and 80, there on the bottom, that tick mark on the scale is 70. I'm on channel 20. We're dead keying. What is that? Just a little more than a ½ watt. Audio. You could see it was going past 80. So, you know, at 80, that's 160 watts. That's with that driving it. Now, I don't know why the carrier's turned down so low. That's too low. All right, let's turn the carrier up a little bit. Now then, about 2 watts. You need at least 2 watts, folks. Not a ½ watt. That's not. You need at least 2 watts of carrier. Audio. Hello, audio. So we're swinging forward to about 12 watts on the audio. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello, audio, audio 1, 2. Now, let me show you this. Yeah, that's the spectrum. Hello, audio, audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, audio test. We're going from 1 megahertz to 54.4 megahertz. Audio, hello, hello, audio, audio 1, 2. There is the scope. That's what we look like on the scope there. Audio 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Audio testing. Testing, audio, audio test. Hello, test. Sweet. Okay. So, I think we're about done. There's your Z05 tucked away over there in the corner. He's a good driver. Got the shield back on for your finals, the EKL 2030s. All right, got the big DC input voltage voltage input buffer filter, 3300 microfarad. I think they had a 470 in there to start with. Here's the buffer filter for your voltage regulator, this guy right here. It was a 1000, it's now 3300. We've upgraded the filters. You now have 7.5 kilohertz 4-pole filters. We had 9 kilohertz wide 4-pole filters in there first to start with. And here is your Palomar Max mod. Okay? All right. I've got one more thing to do. I have to take this shield off and this shield off and go through and do my tune. But I don't think that I'm going to improve on that. The nice thing about the strikers, they come pretty much dead on. The only thing I'm going to do is make a slight adjustment for the change in band. It's tuned initially for the 10 meter band. So I will retune it for where we are now, which is just very, very slight adjustments, okay, to balance it out between 11 and 10, okay? Actually 12, 11 and 10, 10, 11, and 12. And then we'll be done. Next time you see it, I'll have the covers on it and be ready for the final video. More to come. Okay, one thing I forgot to show you, I did put a new housing on the speaker pins back there. I don't think I showed you me putting that on there, but I did do what I said I was going to do and put a new housing on it. Okay. Okay. Noah, there she is, buddy. Let's see. You wanted me to use your handle on the video. NoahfoShoa, I think is what that is. So, NoahfoShoa. Here's your radio. It's all finished, all repaired, all the mods are done. Sorry it took me so very long. And I want to tell all of you guys how much I appreciate you being so patient, okay, and how much I appreciate you guys loving my work. It's just great. It makes me feel good when I get so much positive feedback from you guys. I'm just sorry I can't get more out than what I do. You know, everything is backlogged. I'm not even taking in any more repair work. And Noah's been working for waiting for a long time for me to get his radio finished. And so, Noah, I do appreciate that. Okay. All right. Well, everybody have a happy Father's Day coming up. And we'll talk to you guys later. 7-3, everybody. Stay safe.